Happy Tuesday to you out there, folks, right here. Sports Journey with myself, Lake Lewis. Appreciate you taking time to join me. The NFL injury tour is moving right along, folks. That's right. The NFL injury tour is steamrolling through a city near you, and it's coming to a city near you. Unfortunately, the tour stopped in Green Bay last night, and Aaron Rodgers was yet another big-time player that was hit by the NFL injury tour, is what I'm calling it. And I don't know what the injury tour encompasses. Is it because of the new workout regimen the NFL's put in place? That can be debated maybe as far as the off-season schedule. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not here to say what it is. But I know that injury tour has a lot of teams squeamish right now. If it hasn't hit you, you're really worried at this point. Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packer quarterback, broken collarbone or fractured collarbone. Anywhere from 3 weeks to maybe the year. I'm sure towards the end of the week, it'll really be put out there how long he's going to miss some time. But nevertheless, Aaron Rodgers' injury has sent just a tidal wave right through the NFL, because we're talking about a Green Bay Packer football team that really was starting to pick up some steam here. They were starting to really start to make the Seattles of the world, the San Franciscos of the world, the NFC, the New Orleans of the world start to take notice. And they were doing this without, Randall Cobb. They were doing this, Jermichael Finley's been nicked up. Clay Matthews, thumb. They were doing this without some of their best players. You can't recover from Aaron Rodgers being hurt, though. I don't care how you spin it. I'm sure guys know that at the end of the day, they're not going to have the same productivity on offense, because you're talking about perhaps the best quarterback in the game. That's a blow. If you're the Detroit Lions, if you're the Chicago Bears, you're licking your chops right now, because you know that right now, while this guy's out, whatever the amount of time he's going to be out, you know right now that you have a chance to maybe pull away from a Green Bay. And am I saying the Green Bay season's over? No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is they're not going to be the same football team. There's no getting around it. So the NFL injury tour stopped in Wisconsin last night, and the results aren't good. The flip side to that, though, is that you got a chance to see another quarterback, a backup. Now, I'm not talking about Seneca Wallace. I'm talking about McCown. I'm talking about Josh McCown. This guy came in and played some really good football. And I'm starting to wonder here, is there possibly a quarterback controversy brewing here? Is it possible that there could be a quarterback controversy? Because at the end of the day, Jay Cutler is the quarterback for the Chicago Bears, but Jay Cutler's a guy that I'm not sure if I'm sold on him. I'm not sure if I've ever been sold on Jay Cutler, to be perfectly honest with you. But I will say this. For everything that he does, that's great. He also does some things that aren't so good. And when I looked last night and I saw McCown moving that offense up and down the field, he just seems like this system fits his type of skill set. We're talking about a guy that can move around in the pocket, but we're talking about a guy with a quick release that does some things. He kind of looks like a more mobile version of Jay Cutler. And if Jay Cutler is going to come back and have less mobility because of the growing injury, I don't know if there's going to be an opportunity for him to hit the field if McCown's playing the way he played last night. The Chicago Bears, I thought when Jay Cutler got hurt that they were done. Naturally, they pick it up, and they're doing some really good stuff. So I got to tell you, folks, interesting developments, to say the least, right now as far as the NFL. The season that is was supposed to be about, young quarterback play, was now about backup quarterback play. You go into this year and you're talking about, is Robert Griffin III going to be healthy? How's Russell Wilson going to be playing? How's Andrew Luck going to be playing in his second year? What about Colin Kaepernick's second full season as a starter for the San Francisco 49ers. And then naturally, we know about Peyton Manning in Denver, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers. But you're starting to see the emergence of some backup guys that have been around the league before, just didn't hit their opportunity in their former places. I like when I see guys seize the moment, when they get an opportunity to show people that, hey, I still can play football, and I can play football at an extremely high level if given the opportunity. Remember, some of the great stories of all time in the NFL, the Kurt Warners of the world, were guys that were given opportunities and they ran with it and they never looked back. So am I saying that, Josh McCown's going to be doing this? No, I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, he may keep a guy that was paid a lot of money to be the quarterback of the Chicago Bears off the field. And I'm sure that they're in Chicago and, Mark Trestman saying there's no quarterback controversy. But how can there not be when you see the way this guy's been playing? And this isn't just something that just happened last week. Yesterday. You go back to the Redskins game. You go back to when Jay Cutler got hurt. When he hobbled off the field, this kid McCown came in and lit it up. He really put up some numbers in that game as well. So perhaps it's a system. Perhaps it just didn't work for him, when he was in Arizona. Perhaps this is the right system for him in Chicago. And if you're a Bears fan right now, obviously with Aaron Rodgers being injured in Green Bay, you have to feel good about your chances right now to at least keep pace with the Detroit Lions. As always, folks, if you want to let me know your thoughts, easily, all you have to do is go on social media. You can write me on Twitter or Facebook at Sports Journey. My personal Twitter is Lake Lewis. My personal Facebook is Lake Lewis Jr., so Lake Lewis Jr. Make sure you put that on there, you'll get someone else. As you can tell, folks, in the video, we've got a lot of good goodies here for you on Sports Journey now. You'll be able to see, what's going on in the world of sports for that particular evening. You see that at the top of the screen. And then at the bottom of the screen, we're trying something different for you as sports fans. Obviously, we want to keep you in the mix at all times with everything going on, so we have a breaking news flash for you right there. Always will be there during these programs here on Sports Journey. And underneath that, hey, if you're a fantasy football person and you just want to know what's going on in the NFL as far as statistics, NBA as far as statistics, NHL, we have some stats for you scrolling across as well. So this stuff will always be here during the programming. Speaking of programming, Monday, that's right, this coming Monday, if you live in the Washington metropolitan area, sorry if you're watching this from outside of the area, but if you live in the Washington metropolitan area, please come on out, check me out at Hooters in Rockville. We'll be there again. We've been going out there once a month, bringing out different Washington professional athletes. Niles Paul was the last person that came out from the Washington Redskins. Before that, we had rookie Chris Thompson for the Washington Redskins. So we'll probably make an announcement in a day or two as far as who's coming out. I have an idea, but I just want to be sure as far as who's coming out to Hooters. Again, remember, 7 p.m. start. We go from 7 to 9. If you're a fan, you can come out, take pictures, get autographs, get some great food, too. Great people over there at Hooters in Rockville, Maryland. So once again, folks, make sure you check us out this coming Monday, November the 11th. We'll take a break. And when we come back, lots of stuff, NFL stuff we'll be talking about for a little bit. We'll also be giving out some Major League Baseball awards. They were given out. There's a couple names, folks, that you have to start remembering, because I do think for them to be as dominant as they are, they're under the radar. You have to find out who they are when we come back. Sports Journey with myself, Lake Lewis.
Emergencies.
This is Life Alert. Are you okay?
I've fallen and I can't get up.
I'm calling for help right now. Sharon, we received a smoke signal coming from your kitchen. Get out now. We're calling the fire department.
Home invasion. Emergencies away from home.
I'm trying to get to my car, but it's still a ways away.
I'm right here and we'll stay on the line with you, and we can contact the police if necessary.
And you can have this protection away from home for just $19.95 per month.
If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Life Alert saves a life from a catastrophe every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-830-1951. That's 1-800-830-1951.
Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Are you worried about home foreclosure? Does it seem like the bank has no interest in helping you save your home and there is nowhere to turn? Then the Homeowners Relief Line could be your answer. Homeowners Relief Line can help save your home. We specialize in foreclosure assistance, and that's all we do. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, it's critical that you call Homeowners Relief Line now. Homeowners Relief Line has a network of attorneys, and our agents are available to speak to you right away. Remember, if you are behind on your mortgage payments, Homeowners Relief Line can help stop the foreclosure process. Call today before it is too late. New laws are in effect that may save your home. So call Homeowners Relief Line now.
Call 800-749-8070. That's 800-749-8070.
Hi, I'm Shannon Doherty. I've produced, I've directed, but now I'm doing something I've always wanted to do. I'm going to get my college degree. I logged on to Education Connection, the free service that showed me hundreds of schools and degrees. Now I'm getting my degree in liberal arts. But you could get yours in business, in nursing, even a degree in technology. Let Education Connection help you find the right program for free.
Log on now to 41educationmatching.com. That's 41educationmatching.com.
Let me tell you some of the reasons people get into trouble with credit cards. A job loss or salary cut, an unexpected expense, a divorce, a business loss, or even helping a family member or friend in need. As founder of Consolidated Credit, I understand that credit card problems are not about overspending. It's about emergencies and unexpected situations. For nearly 2 decades, Consolidated Credit has helped over 5 million people, just like you. The options for getting out of debt have never been better. We can reduce your interest rates and cut your payments up to 50%. The time to call Consolidated Credit is now. There's a lot of ways to get into trouble with debt. There's only one trusted way to get out. Consolidated Credit. When credit card debt is the problem, we're the solution.
Call Consolidated Credit now. Call 1-800-445-1912. That's 1-800-445-1912.
Welcome to Hooters. Right this way. Wednesday is Wings Day at Hooters. Get 10 boneless wings and fries for just $6.99.
All right, folks, welcome back. I appreciate you checking me out today. It's 6 p.m. We're running a later rendition of my show today. Remember, folks, coming up tomorrow here on the show, we're going to have my agent comes in every Wednesday. We'll have him either here in studio with me or we'll have him on the line. But we break down our top 5 NFL games for this upcoming week. And we have to do it on Wednesday because all year long, as you know, they bring games on Thursday. Thursday game this week, the Washington Redskins at Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Game that obviously has great interest for myself here in Washington metropolitan area media. So we'll be breaking that down tomorrow as well. But Jesse comes on with myself, and we'll have a celebrity guest picking with us those 5, something we're adding for the second half of the season. Tomorrow, celebrity guest is Phillip Daniels, good friend of mine, former Washington Redskins, Seattle Seahawks, Chicago Bears, 16-year NFL veteran. So he'll be on as well. Who else do I have? Mike Malone will be on as well, author, great book about my alma mater, Penn State. And, he reached out. And, of course, I want to hear someone's take. He's not a Penn State alum. Graduated from Boston University, but nevertheless, great author. And I'm really interested to hear his take on, the culture of Penn State, since we were considered to be a culture of football worshiping. Still not sitting too well with me. But that's not what we're talking about today, folks. We're talking about the NFL right now. At the halfway mark. And, you look back at the first half of the season, there's been some disappointments. There's been some teams that I think that have been tremendous disappointments. And I don't have to look too far. I can just look right up the road and look at Redskins Park. And they've been a tremendous disappointment. They seem to have figured some things out, and we'll have to see if it carries over. If they can get a win in Minnesota on Thursday, that would do wonders for their confidence. But more importantly, because of the division that they're in being so porous in the first half of the season, it gives them an opportunity to get right back. I mean, really within a game striking distance of the Cowboys, the thick of things. They still have the Cowboys coming to D.C. They still have to play the Giants twice. They still have to go to Philadelphia. So lots of football still to be played yet in the NFC East. The problem is for that division right now, they still have to play some tough teams. I mean, Dallas has played Kansas City as well as Denver. The Redskins still have to play Kansas City, still have to play San Francisco. The Giants, same. They've played Denver, they've played Kansas City, but they still have some tough games left on their schedule as well. Seattle's on their schedule. So there's some tough ones that they're going to have to play. They have to go to San Diego as well. If you're Philadelphia, you've already played Denver. You've already played Kansas City. But yet still, you still have some tough games on your schedule. So lots of football still left to be played. That's just one storyline from the first half of the season is disappointing teams. The Atlanta Falcons, another disappointing team. Yes, they've been besieged by injury. Julio Jones, one of the top young wide receivers in the NFL, he goes down for a season-ending injury. And you can tell they just took the gas out of that team. They've already been depleted because Roddy White, their other Pro Bowl wide receiver, has pretty much been inactive all year. He's tried to get on the field, but he's just not been able to do it. And without your two biggest weapons, you're going to struggle. And you see that team right now, 2-win football team, not the same team that we saw last year. A team with the best record in the NFC going into the playoffs, a team that was a couple plays from possibly getting to the Super Bowl themselves. So they've been a major disappointment. You look at some of the teams outside of the NFC East who've all been disappointments, to say the least. The New York Giants, major disappointment, but they feel good about themselves coming off a bye. Can that carry over and give them a 3-game winning streak? But if you look at some of the other teams that I think that have really gone under the radar, that are sitting there, I think the Cincinnati Bengals jump right out to the top. This is a football team that's made the playoffs the last 2 years. And Cincinnati as an organization has not been known as, world beaters, let's just say the least. They've never been an organization that's been looked at as the blueprint on how you do things. They've actually been laughed at and scoffed a couple times. But since Marvin Lewis has come there, he's brought a sense of stability and professionalism to the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think it's finally starting to click across the board. This is a team that has aspirations. They had aspirations in the offseason. Some people laughed when they thought that they could be a Super Bowl contending team. But when you make the playoffs 2 years in a row, when you make the playoffs and you have a young nucleus of Andy Dalton and A.J. Green, some great weapons there. And now you add in, the kid Bernard from North Carolina, a running back to go with Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. I mean, you think about what they have there. Jermaine Gresham, Tyler Eifert at tight end. This is a young football team that's got some potential dangerous players as far as the postseason. We do know that they lost Geno Atkins, perhaps the best defensive tackle in the league, tore his ACL recently, so he's out for the year. And that's a blow to that defense, make no mistake about it. But I think as far as offensively, that offense can score with a lot of teams. And they've shown a little bit of grittiness about them at times this year when they need to buckle down and make plays defensively. Even before Geno Atkins got hurt, they beat the likes of New England, which does a lot for your confidence. It does a whole lot for their confidence. So now Cincinnati has to be one of those dark horse teams in the AFC. Can they beat Denver on the road? I'm not sure. That would be an awful tall task. Can they beat Kansas City on the road? I'm not sure. It would be an awfully tall task. But nevertheless, they're a good football team. Can they beat the Indianapolis Colts? I know what. They play this year later in the season, so that's going to be And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's week 15 they play. That's going to be an interesting game because could it be a game where starters are pulled? Let's face it, Indianapolis is in a division where they probably will win that division outright in just a couple more weeks. So now, will they rest guys, or do they play each other just to say to each other, hey, if we have to meet up in a couple of weeks, it's going to be real. So we want to show you what we're capable of. And keep in mind, they're so close. Indianapolis, Cincinnati, that's a backyard brawl, to say the least. Those teams are extremely close to each other. So interesting storylines. That's what we're talking about right now, folks. As always, if you want to write me on Twitter or Facebook, you can do so. You can write us at Sports Journey on Twitter or at Lake Lewis on Twitter. And then on Facebook, it's at Sports Journey as well, or at Lake Lewis Jr. You have to put the JR after Lake Lewis on Facebook. Who's been your favorite first half MVP? A couple people have mentioned that Peyton Manning was the runaway favorite for a while. I'm not so sure now. I think that he's clearly got the gaudy stats, and yeah, he's the front runner. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to, just for the sake of the program, try to make you stray. He's the front runner. But I think Russell Wilson is really starting to put himself legitimately in the category. Aaron Rodgers, I thought, was in the category. Drew Brees was in the category. Adrian Peterson, a little fall off this year. Not on his productivity, not his fault, but his team's not good. But I think if you look at Russell Wilson, maybe he doesn't have the gaudy numbers, but all this kid does is win football games. And I'm thinking it's becoming a habit of his now to pull games out in the fourth quarter. It seems like the last 4 games they've played, outside of the loss to Indy, they've come back in the very end of the game. I mean, we were coming home from the stadium Sunday. I'm coming home, and I have my Red Zone on my phone. If you don't have that app, folks, if you don't have NFL Mobile, I'm going to give them a free plug. They're not paying me to do this, but the NFL Mobile app is stupid. I mean, it's the best app going if you're a sports fan. I'm watching Red Zone on their app, and lo and behold, it's 21-0. Tampa Bay at Seattle. That's not supposed to happen, folks. You're not supposed to have that type of game. And I'm thinking to myself, perhaps Seattle just, they had a letdown. Finally, they play below themselves, and they're going to get an L hung on them. And here we go. Mr. Russell Wilson leads them back, leads them from astray, and they come back and win the game. And that's becoming a normal habit that he's starting to make. I don't understand how he cannot be considered as an MVP candidate. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for numbers, if you're looking for stats, if you're looking for 4,000 yards passing, 30, 40 touchdowns, he's not going to have that stuff. But at the end of the day, he's doing just as much for his team. And I'm going to say this. He's just as valuable for his football team as Peyton Manning is for the Denver Broncos. The clear front runner for the MVP is Peyton Manning. But I think Russell Wilson has the same value for his football team as Peyton Manning does for his. See, the question is, name the backups for either one of those teams. You can't. That shows you value. If I were to ask you, name the backup in Green Bay, you couldn't. Most people, if you're a hardened football fan, of course, if you're media, we know it's Seneca Wallace. But the point is, until last night when Aaron Rodgers got hurt, no one knew who that was. And Seneca Wallace gets in the game, and you see a tremendous drop-off as far as talent. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying he's no Aaron Rodgers. That's the same thing I feel about Seattle. That's the same thing I feel about Denver. Do you even know who the backups are? Because the value of their starters are so great at that position. I don't know if there's a football team as dominant as Seattle in the league right now that could recover, period, if their quarterback like that goes down. Does Green Bay have an opportunity to play some still good football? Jay Cutler goes down, Josh McCown comes in, and I've already said, if you watched the show earlier, I was saying quarterback controversy. There could be one brewing there because I think he's playing really good football and seems to fit that system well. Aaron Rodgers goes down. There is no backup for Aaron Rodgers. What your backup is, what is your backup plan as far as a football team? That's how dominant of a player he is. Same thing with Peyton Manning. Same thing with Russell Wilson. Drew Brees, if he were to go down in New Orleans, it's curtains. We all know that. That's the problem when you have a legitimate franchise player. Can you recover from that? That might be something worth talking about. Not today's show, but in the future. Is a franchise player someone that can be replaced? And I think that may be the definition. See, I always say the franchise player is a face. It's the face of a team. It's the type of player that if you see that jersey in another town, everyone still knows who that person is. That means that's a superstar, celebrity, franchise face. But maybe the bottom line is a franchise player is somebody that can't be replaced. The value of them is so great. And right now, I don't know if Green Bay can come back. I don't know that Peyton Manning has more value as a franchise player than Russell Wilson because he's playing out of his mind. Russell Wilson is. So could he be an MVP? Again, let me know your thoughts. The season's going to really start to shape up now. I think you're going to start to see a separation from certain teams. Everyone asked me over the weekend, I saw some friends out at the game. They asked me, what are my power rankings? And I hadn't thought about it for this week, but just seeing what Indianapolis did the other night, the way they came back, the way they showed me that they still can be a very good football team without Reggie Wayne, who went down, tore his ACL, and he's out for the season. But I think young guys like T.Y. Hilton came in, and he just picked his level of play up, was really big the other night. Darius Hayward-Bay came over from the Oakland Raiders where, if you're a Raider fan, you think the guy was a bust coming out of Maryland. Well, he seems like he's fitting in Indianapolis as a nice, maybe number 2, number 3 type player, but he's really giving them some productivity. So now it doesn't look that bare if you're in Indianapolis. Andrew Luck, brought that team back. And yeah, I understand that the unfortunate situation with Gary Kubiak, coach of the Houston Texans, went down at halftime. Looked like he was passing out, and clearly that affected the Texans. I mean, it was quite obvious that those guys were, their minds were somewhere else, as they should be. That was a life or death situation there, and at the end of the day, they're playing football, and they'll be the first people to tell you that even though it's a profession, you have to take it seriously, you have to give your all. When you see something like that, clearly that's going to affect you because you don't know how your leader's doing, how your coach is doing, how your friend is doing at the end of the day. So, I don't want to take that loss. I don't want to take it away from the Colts from coming back, as they did do that, but there were a lot of circumstances involved in that. But nevertheless, that's a football team that I still think has gone under the radar. I think a lot of people look at the Indianapolis Colts and they think that they're a good football team, but they're not a championship caliber team. But they're the only team to lay claim this year to having beaten San Francisco, Denver, and Seattle. I don't know if there's another team in the league that could even do that, let alone lay claim. The only other team that they'd probably have to get would be Kansas City. And that would be something, wouldn't it? But unfortunately, I don't think they play this year unless they play in the playoffs. So storylines, folks, that's what we're talking about here. Right here on Sports Journey with myself. A little bit later of a start, 6:15 right now. A little bit later on today, we'll be talking about Major League Baseball awards. There's some great awards that were given out, and I got to tell you, there's two gentlemen that I think to be able to do this in consecutive years. I think one guy obviously gets a lot of credit, Miguel Cabrera from Detroit. Yeah, we know who that is. But how many people out there know who Andrew McCutchen is? Is it because he plays in a small market? It's in Pittsburgh. The Pirates, finally made the playoffs this year. First time in I don't even know how long. But they have a nice young team, nice young nucleus. They're doing some great things there. Andrew McCutchen, second straight season. But a lot of people don't know who he is. And clearly that's because of the market that he plays in, and also the fact that traditionally over the last, 2 decades, they haven't had a lot of success, if any at all. So maybe with their emergence as a team, if they can still be in the, playoffs next year or even in contention, you'll really start to see how great this young guy is because he's a phenomenal player. But Miguel Cabrera, again, named the 2013 Player of the Year. last year 2012 Player of the Year for Detroit. I don't know if people realize how dominant this guy is. We're talking about a guy that's batting for the cycle every year. We're talking about a guy that can lead every possible category, offensive and hitting wise, and he's got a pretty good glove as well. I think right now you have to start asking the question, if you opened up a booklet and it was the face of Major League Baseball, would it be Miguel Cabrera? Would he be the guy? Just a couple years ago, it was Albert Pujols. I don't think there was an argument there. You go back years before him, Barry Bonds. You're starting to see the league evolve into so many great players. But when you have guys win back-to-back trophies for Player of the Year, that's dominance. That's sheer dominance. The problem is one plays in a small market that no one really knows about. The other problem is the other one plays in the Midwest. Because let's be honest here. If either one of these guys played in a big market East Coast team, they would be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. It would be everywhere right now. They'd be on the front page of sportsjourney.com. They would be everywhere. But because of where they are, I don't think that they get the fanfare that they're due. Other awards given out, National League's Outstanding Player, obviously Andrew McCutchen. You had top pitchers, Detroit's Max Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers. Tampa Bay outfielder Will Myers, he was named the top rookie in the American League, and in Miami. And if you think about where he is, Will Myers, another guy that in Tampa, great team. Joe Madden, I think, is one of the best managers in all of baseball, but they're in a market that is really not a baseball market. And if you know of anyone from Tampa like I do, in-laws live in Tampa, I got to tell you, they don't get a lot of support down there. There's some diehard fans, don't get me wrong, but not in bulk, not by the masses. So this is a baseball team that, at times doesn't even fill Tropicana, and that's not the largest arena or largest stadium, indoor stadium at the time. It's not one of the largest in Major League Baseball, and yet it doesn't even fill. And that's sometimes even the playoffs, when they've made the playoffs, the same thing. So hopefully a guy like that, Will Myers will get an opportunity to shine in Tampa. But at the same time, you have to wonder, David Price right now, will he even be back next year? Doubt that they can afford him. That's the problem you have when you play in these small markets. I'd be surprised if a guy like Andrew McCutchen stays in Pittsburgh. I'm not trying to, speak for these guys, but at the end of the day, you want to be known. You don't want to just be the reigning two-time defending MVP of the National League, and people don't know who you are. You want to be able to get an opportunity to shine somewhere else in a bigger market. Doesn't have to be as big as New York or Boston. But, I mean, these guys could pop up in a Philadelphia. They could pop up in a Nationals uniform, an Orioles uniform. You saw the Upton brothers unite, and BJ comes over to Atlanta, leaves the Diamondbacks. So, again, guys want to be in markets where they know that they have an opportunity to kind of have that big city exposure, make more money that way, get more love that way. So, would be surprised if that happens. Who else do we have out there? We have Miami pitcher Jose Fernandez picked up the National League honors for Rookie of the Year. So, little under the radar, great pitcher, lights out before a bad baseball team in Miami. So, look, folks, we'll take a break. When we come back, NBA. That's right, folks. We're a week and a half into the season, and there's some major play going on right now. If you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan, you feel good about your team. If you're in Houston, you feel good about your team as far as just some of the upgrades that have been made on the rosters. If you're the Washington Wizards, team that I cover here in Washington, you're still looking for your first win. Can they get that Friday? I'll be out at the Verizon Center on Friday. We'll talk about all of that stuff and more right here at Sports Journey with myself, Lake Lewis.
Let me me tell you some of the reasons people get into trouble with credit cards. A job loss or salary cut, an unexpected expense, a divorce, a business loss, or even helping a family member or friend in need. At Consolidated Credit, we understand that debt problems are not about overspending. It's about emergencies and unexpected situations. Consolidated Credit has helped over 5 million people, just like you. The options for getting out of debt have never been better. We can reduce your interest rates, cut your monthly payments, and help you get out of debt fast. The time to call Consolidated Credit is now. There are a lot of ways to get into trouble with debt. There's only one trusted way to get out: Consolidated Credit. When debt is the problem, we're the solution.
Call Consolidated Credit now.
Call toll-free 1-800-426-6016. That's 1-800-426-6016. Call now.
If you're disabled and unable to work, pay attention to the following message.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be entitled to disability benefits through Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right if you suffer from a physical or mental disability. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. You'll be matched up with an advocate who will evaluate your situation, handle your application, deal with Social Security for you, and handle all appeals. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. To get started, call the number on your screen now. And keep in mind, there are a vast number of conditions that make you eligible for disability benefits and dozens of additions that you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call the Citizens Disability Helpline today for a free, no-obligation consultation.
Call 1-800-735-0219. Call now.
Imagine with a simple push of a button, you could be on your way to getting firm, sculpted abs and a sexy waistline with the Contour Core Sculpting System. It's the breakthrough technology that requires no machines, no getting on the floor, no stress, and no strain.
Contour. The Contour is the real deal.
The secret is Contour's exclusive auto-active muscle toning technology, the digital breakthrough that automatically targets all your abdominal muscles, including your upper abs, lower abs, obliques, and even that stubborn lower belly. Thermographic testing proves Contour activates your entire core. The Contour Core Sculpting System comes with a one-size-fits-all Contour Core Belt, electronic controller with custom digital settings, batteries, and a 1-year warranty, plus an instructional guide and sensible eating plan. And it's all yours to try for 30 days for just $14.95. There's never been an easier, more effective way to get great-looking abs. So call and order right now.
Health insurance update. This just in for all uninsured Americans with or without pre-existing conditions. The recent health care bill will not take effect until at least 2014, leaving families and individuals lacking health insurance with no immediate solution to their concerns. Meanwhile, medical problems continue to be the #1 cause of bankruptcies. Here's the good news. A health insurance hotline has been established to provide affordable health insurance for all uninsured Americans, and yes, uninsured Americans with pre-existing conditions. Call the number on your screen now, and in less than 10 minutes, you could receive a choice of affordable plans from the Hotline Network. This is not a discount card. You will have access to doctors, hospitals, dental care, infant care, and emergency services. Call the Health Insurance Hotline now and get you and your family covered today.
Call 800-794-1817. That's 800-794-1817. Call now.
That's a good pour. Frosty glass, perfect amount of foam.
Thanks, Coach.
How's your Bloody Mary?
Spicy.
Wings?
Always fresh, never frozen.
All right. Who's the primary on Spider 2Z Snag?
It's the fullback out of the backfield. If he gets jammed, I'm hitting the flanker on a curl route.
You're good.
I know.
Huddle up at Hooters. Why would you go anywhere else, man?
.627 here on the East Coast. Thank you for joining me. 327 on the West Coast, and for everybody out on the West Coast checking out the program, appreciate the the emails and, the tweets and those things. And remember, Jeff Little, live in Los Angeles, California. He's coming, folks. So we'll get him back in here, get him squared away. New video, a lot of stuff we're doing here, Sports Journey. As you can see with the tickers that we have up there, we have some opportunities for you to still follow what's going on in the world of sports. If you don't want to look at the mugshot of me all the time, we'll give you the schedule for what's going on the current night, as you can see at the top. And at the very bottom, top headlines breaking as they come in. We'll let you know what's going on. You see Aaron Rodgers broke a collarbone. Return is unsure. Right now I'm hearing like 3 weeks. But, hey, I've known some people break a collarbone, and it's been a little longer than that. So I'm sure people in Green Bay right now are keeping their fingers crossed. And then underneath that, some NFL stats for you if you're trying to figure out who you're going to play in your fantasy football leagues and all those good things. And I'm doing quite well in my fantasy league, by the way. I'm in 2 leagues. A good friend of mine, Philip Daniels League, who'll be on tomorrow on the show. I'm in his league, and then we have our own Sports Journey League, and I'm okay. I'm starting to turn it around here. Some of the guys that I had, Roddy White, guys haven't played, so it's all in fun though. No money involved in this. Can't do that as media. That wouldn't be good. But we have a lot of fun with it. How are you doing in your fantasy league? Well, guess what? On Friday, we give you our fantasy updates. So we'll give you some tips and some things like that for you to figure out who you need to play. It's getting real now, folks. I'm telling you, fantasy leagues are starting to really, buckle down. You're starting to see who's more serious about it. You see some people in your fantasy league probably not even setting their lineups or their rosters. But nevertheless, I want to win it. I've been in the championship game 3 of the last 4 years in the leagues that I've played in. So, I've only won 1 though. I want to get that feeling again. I want to see what it's like to be the champion. And nevertheless, if I can be the champion of Sports Journey or a champion of, the big show as Philip Daniels League is, that's going to be crazy because I'm going to talk a lot of trash to those guys. So anyway, the NBA, it's here. Still no Kobe Bryant, but the other night we saw the return of Russell Westbrook, and Russell Westbrook looked pretty good, folks. Russell Westbrook, 21 points, 9 assists. You started to see why he is considered by many to be the best guard in the league. And, we were having a friendly debate over the weekend. I'm not going to mention the culprits and the guys' names because some of them are professionals. But, the talk was, who's the second best player in the league behind LeBron James? And I said, when healthy, I think it's Derrick Rose. Some guys are like Kevin Durant. Understandable. Any one of those guys are great guys. But there was some talk about Russell Westbrook being the second best player in the NBA. Not sitting here today to debate that. I'm just saying that the guy's that good. You think about all the great guards in the NBA. Chris Paul jumps to mind. Pure point guard. One of the last of his kind, not taking anything away from his athleticism, but, he's not explosive like Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook and some of these young guys that have come in the game, the Kyrie Irvings, a more athletic version of a Chris Paul as a true point guard. But you're starting to see the game evolve so much. I don't even know if you can put guys in proper positions anymore. You look at LeBron James, and naturally he's playing the 3, but I see him at times moving down, posting guys up. You see him at times, playing at the top of the key. You see him defending guys on the ball at the top of the key. Remember a couple of years ago when he put the clamps on Derrick Rose? Yes, he did. I'm a big Derrick Rose fan, but he did from the top of the key. That to me says a lot. I remember in the Oklahoma City series, finals 2 years ago, I remember him moving to the top of the key to check Russell Westbrook himself. And it actually, I remember him checking James Harden, and James Harden was almost invisible in that series. So you think about these guys and they're interchangeable, the way the game has changed. I say that because the Philadelphia 76ers drafted a kid out of Syracuse, Michael Carter-Williams, and this guy at 6'9" is running the point guard for Philadelphia and legitimately running it. You're talking about a Philadelphia 76ers team that was supposed to be absolutely abysmal this year. And right now they're 3-1. They finally lost yesterday But still, this is a basketball team that has a lot of hope right now. And the city of Philadelphia is abuzz with them. I just talked to a friend of mine today in Philadelphia. No joke. Not for the radio. I'm saying this. I really did. We're putting together a broadcast up there, and we will let you know about that, by the way. That'll be announced in a couple days. We're working up in Philadelphia. But, they're excited about the 76ers. And, yeah, it's early. Still so much basketball left to be played. So many games. But if you can get your city behind you early, you never know. I mean, you never know. Maybe this team could be a team that, in the Eastern Conference, maybe they're a team that feels like, if they play some decent basketball, they could be playing, come April, as far as, trying to get into NBA playoffs, as far as maybe an 8 seed, something like that. I'm just saying, if you come out the gate strong, you have hope. If you don't come out the gate strong and you struggle, there's starting to be some boo birds right here where I sit. There are a lot of people that are a little disenchanted right now with the Washington Wizards because this was a team that the owner, Ted Leonsis, said was playoffs or bust, pretty much, and they haven't played well. They haven't had a W. They've got some guys that I don't think are playing up to their potential at this point. It's still early. They still have a lot of time to turn things around, but you don't want to get in too far of a hole, and you don't want to get where people are uncomfortable. There are expectations now, and guys have to rise to those expectations, and I don't think they have. I think you look at what that team is made up of. You have John Wall. You have, they re-signed Martell Webster. They went out and got Al Harrington. They brought in Eric Maynor, a guy that, played in Oklahoma City behind Russell Westbrook, so he gets a chance to back up John Wall. They went out and got Martin Gortat. I mean, they went out and made some moves. And my thing right now is this is a team that has to come together quickly. When you make a late trade right before the season, when they brought in Gortat for Emeka Okafor, it kind of changed the dynamics because you have guys that have never played with this, with Gortat. So now they have to get comfortable with him and see what he can do and what he can't do. So it's going to take some time, but nevertheless, you don't want to fall too far behind. Because if you start the season 0-5, 0-6, 0-7, now you're going to start having to press, and you're going to have pressure put on you, and that's when you don't play your best basketball. How do I know this? Because it happened last year. It was the same scenario, and unfortunately, it seems like it's unfolding all over again. And if it lasts longer, then you're going to have people starting asking about coaching changes, player moves. You just don't want that. The season is a week and a half old, and already you're hearing those grumblings from fans who aren't happy about the way this season is open for the Washington Wizards. We had Jeff Little on the show a couple weeks ago, live in Los Angeles, California, and Jeff does a great job, obviously, here on the network. Also covers the Lakers and the Clippers out there. And, we asked him about Kobe Bryant, and he said this thing could last a little bit longer. Well, the Lakers are in disarray if they don't get Kobe Bryant back. They absolutely need him on the floor. If anything, just to keep people interested, again, they don't look like the same team without him. The problem is when he comes back, is he going to be healthy enough to really give you what is going to be needed for them to become, as Jeff said, and I quote, a playoff basketball team. So there's a lot of storylines right now, a lot of storylines. I tell you what, there's a team in Detroit that I think is under the radar too in the East. I think Greg Monroe from Georgetown is an underrated player that was playing for a bad team, but they seem like with the addition of Chauncey Billups coming in there and Brandon Jennings, when he's healthy, they've got a chance to be a good basketball team. Not great, but they have a chance to make the playoffs, and I'd be shocked if they don't make the playoffs. It looks like the kid Drummond, their first-round pick, last year lottery pick from Connecticut, Andre Drummond, seems like he's starting to really play ball, and he's getting it right now. So nice young front court with Andre Drummond and Greg Monroe in Detroit. And then you look at who they have out there. They brought in, Josh Smith from Atlanta. You're talking about a team now that's going to be able to defend the ball as well. You get in Chauncey Billups and he's helping, the kid Jennings, and everything they have in place right now is conducive for them to make the playoffs. I'd be surprised if the Detroit Pistons don't make the playoffs. So, look, folks, we're trying to get out of here by 7 tonight, so got to speed it up. I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk some Alabama versus who. Who will be playing Alabama for the national title? No one knows. There's 3 teams that really feel good about their case, maybe a 4th in Baylor if they can get by Oklahoma this week. Who do you think is going to be playing Alabama? Let me know on Facebook or Twitter at Sports Journey or at Lake Lewis. Hang tight. We'll be back.
Dear Bowflex, I dropped 8 dress sizes, 36 pounds, and all I had to do was walk.
This is the Bowflex Tread Climber Machine, the easiest way to walk and burn up to twice the calories in less time. By combining the motion of a treadmill, a stepper, and an elliptical, you get the calorie-burning benefits of all 3 workouts at once.
I lost 30 pounds in 4 months. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Call now for your free DVD and information kit. You'll see how the Tread Climber burns up to twice the calories of a treadmill. Plus, you'll learn how you can own a Tread Climber machine today with special financing for 18 months.
Within the first couple of weeks, I started to lose inches. I lost 50 pounds in 3 months using the Tread Climber.
Call or go online to buytc.com for your free info kit. We'll also send you the Bowflex Insider's Guide with a personal fitness assessment to help you jumpstart your Bowflex body today. Absolutely free.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Bowflex.
Sincerely, J.D. Weber.
This is Victor Cruz, wide receiver of the New York Giants, and I just came off the show at Sports Journey, had a great time with Blake, and I definitely want to come back and do it again. Maybe I'll bring some friends next time, and I had a blast.
Out here at Sports Journey, having a great time, been on the show several times, giving me a chance to vent, tell people, and really connect with the fans how I feel about different situations going on throughout the year, especially with the NFL, and I love it. I haven't met a lot of people out here, and this is going to continue to come back and continue to grow this relationship with me at Sports Journey and my boy Lake Lewis.
With Lake Lewis on Sports Journey, had a good time tonight. Felt comfortable, just being myself. It's a great interview, a great time, and I'd love to do it again.
What's up, this is Alex Joseph from the San Francisco 49ers, number 58. How y'all doing? It's Vladimir Lucas, offensive line for the New York Jets, number 62. So I'll let you know we had a great time tonight with Sports Journey, hanging out with Chris and Lake. It was a good time. Be back here next time. See y'all some other day. Can't wait. It's fun being on the show, Lake. Glad we determined I was the best basketball player in the group. This is one of those games, and it was fun talking about the offseason and training with the guys, and it was good to be on.
Want clear skin all over? Well, get set, because Proactive's Deep Cleansing Body Wash is back. And so is free shipping. 2 hot summer deals. Now Proactive clears acne on your face and body, so you feel confident all over. And the body wash is yours free when you order Proactive today.
The deep cleansing wash, it really exfoliates the skin. I use that on my arms, my legs, my chest.
My skin was smoother. It got rid of the small little bumps on my shoulders and back.
Proactive has a $40 value